All right, good evening. It's 7 o'clock. This is August 21st, 2023. I'm place for this commission meeting for the city of Tioga.
I pledge allegiance to the
flag of the United States of America, one nation, God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you. Get right into commissioner reports, please.
Get the inspection done on the water tower. Haven't got a report. Lighting, grass. And that's, city's gonna be doing, flushing the sewer lines. I don't have anything.
I don't have too much to report, but did want to say that we did hire 2 officers to fill the positions that were open. So we've seen them out and about. That's about it. Just go around.
And then really quick, the American Legion came in and presented City Hall with a Patriot Award here for the contribution to the Patriot Field. Put in Tioga. All right. Any modifications to the agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second. All right, with a motion and a second to approve the agenda as it stands. No questions, comments, or concerns from the board when we vote?
Yes.
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 All right, so let's go to old business. Liz?
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, just a couple of things to update. I did manage to connect with City Hall, as we know, and it's not on the agenda for this evening, so we're okay. At our last meeting, there was discussion regarding the issue of the sale of the Tribune and the potential, if unsold, that we may need to consider publication through another means. I've been in touch with the Tribune's editor and owner, and they indicated that they're pushing the date to the September 6th issue. So theoretically, we can continue to publish through September 6th. The Tribune is doing that in the interest of the Tioga Farm Festival event. So that's a good thing. And probably bespeaks the need for, or the value of a local paper owner. In any event, because of the Labor Day weekend, that means that our meeting will not be on September 4th, but rather September 5th. And so I would ask the commission, while it doesn't appear on this agenda, we cannot suffer a lapse in our publication. That's something we're legally obliged to accommodate and deal with. So I would ask the commission to indicate that we certainly have to have a discussion of publication, whether it's temporary or permanent in nature, not later than September 5th. But I think we can get it done at that meeting. I'll remain hopeful, as the owner of the Tribune indicated, that perhaps it will change hands locally. It looks like there's some real opportunity and some discussions happening there. And so hopefully that's successful for the community. But it's a little murky yet, and no one is sure what will happen. But in any event, that certainly needs on our side to be calendared for the meeting on the 5th. I guess the only other thing I didn't see on the agenda, but I also didn't take tremendously good notes on the timing at the last meeting, and I'll apologize for that, was the community center committee composition. I know we had discussed that at the last meeting. I don't know, and Abby and I have both been pretty tied up over the last couple of weeks. I don't know if that was something that we wanted to discuss this evening, or if that too should be slated for September 5th, but I figured I'd inquire because my notes were unclear on that point. There are a couple of other items on the agenda where I may participate. Thankfully, we have a rather short agenda tonight, so hopefully I won't participate too much. And I am elated to hear that the PD has found a couple of extra members, so I'll throw that in too. And that's really all I have this evening, other than participation as it may arise through the course of the agenda.
Perfect, thank you. With that being said, she did mention that the next meeting will be on the 5th of September. I forgot to mention that. That will be due to the fact that the 4th is Labor Day. The city is not open. So the next meeting will be the 5th of September. So, all right. Josh.
Good evening. Going through the packet I provided for this evening, South Main Street reconstruction, repair costs. We've been evaluating that and pretty well have a handle on that, and we'll be sitting down with Avenue is here hopefully in the coming week. I'll schedule see if we can get a meeting together to finalize some of that, start some of the framework of the proposal for remediation of that project for approval by the commission. So I don't know if you have anything you want to add on that at all, Liz.
No, Josh, I appreciate your efforts, and it has been a process, and I'm pleased to know that we're nearing some kind of negotiable conclusion there.
Moving on from there then, Northeast Tioga reconstruction phase 2, included in the packet is their most recent schedule, which was submitted with the pay application that will be presented here shortly. Summary of work progress. They've completed the sewer and water installation on Hoseth Street. I think they're working on one of the last, or they have 2 more services to do on Hoseth there, and then a water main connection in the intersection of Hoseth and 4th Street. And then they'll be continuing west on 4th Street with sewer. And then from there, 1 block of Gilbertson Street that is outstanding for sewer and water work. So things are still lagging behind on that project. Progress is still relatively slow. Continuing to do what they can, I guess. We had some discussions at our meetings, weekly construction meetings with them about the progress, and they're disappointed as well, how things are going, but we just gotta indicate going, gotta get wrapped up this year. Can't wait, drag it out into next year. So hopefully the weather doesn't turn itself too early this year, and they can continue and get these wrapped up. So
The weather's gonna turn in like 3 weeks. I keep telling everybody, and they keep yelling at me.
I hope not. But yeah, things are it's coming together, but it's still slow. So hopefully get wrapped up this year. So on that topic, we do have their next application for payment included in the packet there for $184,894.89. Again, the topic of liquidated damages is there. We have had some discussions on it at the meetings. They've requested that that the city pay and kind of just withhold or wait to hold liquidated damages till towards the end. There's some operating capital on the project, was what their request was. There is, I would note, there is $189,097.12 in retainage on the project. That will become and that number will increase as the contract or percent of the project complete increases as well until the end. So there are funds there significant dollars out there on the contract that will need completed and eventually. So that was their request. I know Tim's been on those meetings. I don't know if you wanna add anything to it at all. But,
Yeah, they're pretty frustrated with the project too. They reached out to a couple different contractors. Tried to get Crow River to stick around and do a block. They're trying, and they have every intention to get it done. We did get their attention, I think, so I don't think we can really legally withhold this payment that, you know, for the work they've done, so. Oh gosh, yeah, there's a number, so I would make a motion that we approve this. Also,
Okay. With a motion and a second to approve this application, payment of application. Application. There you go. All right, no questions, comments, or something?
yes, yes.
Yes.
The next item I have on that project is a change order, on OSET from Second to Third Street and Third Street from Gilbertson to Hosett Street. They did encounter some unsuitable, softer, subgrade soils, those kind of along the curb lines outside of some of the trench areas. And did have a geotechnical, the geotechnical engineer on the project, come out and provide a recommendation on that. Basically the two options there are you subcut the road 2-3 feet, bring in imported soils, or use what's called geogrid as it's a reinforcement fabric that'll help bridge that and provide a solid road base. So that is the more economical and quicker option on that. So that comes with an increase of $10,735.20. We recommend approval of that.
Unfortunately, time is not. I'll make a motion.
All right, with the motion and the second to approve the change order, no questions, comments, or concerns from the board, will you vote?
Yes.
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 All right, so moved.
Okay. Moving to the Tioga Dam Emergency Action Plan and safety improvements. We're kind of in a little bit of a holding pattern on finalizing that report until the geotechnical work is complete. And then we can finalize that report and get that buttoned up. So next item then is the recreational.
Excuse me, sir. So on that Tioga Dam, I was looking at that. We're considered high hazard.
Yes.
That's how we categorize.
Yep, it's I can't remember what it was exactly. It's like a class, something high hazard. I'm trying to recall the class 4,
Which is loss of life. Take it up the dam with the beach.
Yeah, essentially that's what it comes down to. And unfortunately, Josh Hassel, that was the smart guy that was talking last time, isn't in attendance. But yeah, that's just what it's categorized through, I suppose, different types of risks associated with failure or overtop.
That seems a little extreme.
It does. kind of like we talked, that spillway. I think in a meeting we talked about it, but not during the last commission meeting. It was, has anyone ever seen that spillway actually used? As far as I know, it hasn't. So it's like, is it really there? But there is that storm event, possible storm event that could make it happen. You have to. It's not what you've seen; it's what's possible. So we've been here 50 years and never seen it occur. It's like, well, why? Anything else on it? Okay, the recreational trail project, so kind of from some of what we've developed with the, emergency action plan and safety improvements there. The northern portion of that trail, that area is not really affected by, or isn't affected by the embankment, classified embankments and, potential, improvements. So that would be the portion that we would, that we're gonna start proceeding with design on that. Say it's probably a little less than half of the full loop around, but that would be the portion that we'll kind of continue on with, and as things further develop with that, those safety improvements on that, and know a little more about what things may need to occur there, we can potentially proceed further. We have to wait until there's further decisions on what improvements need to be made to the town itself. Any questions related to that? Okay. Moving on to the 3rd Street Northwest and North Hanson Street reconstruction project. That project, the sewer and water work is complete. They have the roads pretty well put back together from a gravel standpoint, and they're waiting on their subcontractor for curb and gutter and driveways and sidewalks to come in and perform that. They were expected early this week. It may be a little later, actually late this week or next week. It's kind of what it sounds like at this point. So things will be a little quiet on that project for the next week or so. And then that component will start moving. So, their most current schedule according to yeah. With that, their application for payment number 1 on this project is $1,089,359.89. I recommend approval of that application for payment. I'll make a motion to approve.
1 second.
Are we gonna get our trees back?
Not entirely.
All right, with a motion and a second to approve, the questions come from the board, we'll vote.
Yes.
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 So moved.
What do you mean not entirely?
No. We did have some discussions on it. You know, the challenges of how close root systems are to, you don't know exactly how those root systems are, but they were close to the curb. And within a lot of the trees that were removed were actually basically right on top of curb stops or on top of sewer services. So that was a big portion of that issue, as they started finding some of that underground infrastructure that had to be replaced. By the time you get in and dig those up, the root systems are so damaged that the trees, if they survive, you're very lucky. The risk of just leaving a tree there, next spring and most likely not make it. So there was that concern through those discussions.
When I went up there the other day, it was a shock, the change. Because I wasn't prepared for that. I didn't know that there was gonna be that big of a change. I was gonna visit my friends.
Yeah, we didn't entirely anticipate it either. They attempted to, be as cautious as they could, but it got to be, that risk of damaging the major root systems on those.
if new trees were planted, is that gonna be a problem?
They could, you know, the biggest thing with that is if they are planted in the boulevard, getting the appropriate tree type for that and knowing where those service lines are, curb stops are, not planting on top of them, so that they aren't affected by that in the future, but yeah, I would just caution on what types of trees may be considered to be allowed in there, because they, you know, the ones with shallower root systems, they'll heat curb and sidewalks and that type of thing, so.
I've heard a lot of good stuff, from the people in the neighborhood, like they're super happy with them, but they're upset about the trees. Is it worth discussing with the citizen? And then maybe a meeting of some sort?
Yeah,
I think it's,
They were able to, we actually put, letters on all their doors and asked them to attend. There was, they wanted to do what their options were. So one of the things discussed was maybe, looking at an ordinance where trees don't grow so big and destroy. Just based on the ordinance.
you know, a lot of cities have an ordinance of what type of tree can be in boulevard. And then up there, it's a pretty small boulevard too. So that's something we need to look at as an ordinance. Because, you know, maybe the boulevard really wasn't made for down trees and box elder trees that get so big. It was kind of a shock, but you know.
The next item I have then on this project is change order for ditch grading through the park area. Once they kind of got some of the utility work done through there, was realized that ditch between I guess just south of Fifth Street on the side of Cossack there, or south of Sixth Street, excuse me, going south of Fourth Street, had silted in greatly over the years and didn't provide great drainage. So we did put together a updated plan sheet for the contractor. We provided a change order price on that. The total included there is $36,120. With that, we included some additional items for additional excavation and topsoil import in case that there wasn't topsoil beneath the material that had silted in over the years. So they wrote, and that I think it's pretty evident that they won't need to do that additional excavation and topsoil work. So it's going to be substantially less than that 36,120. Probably be closer to the line with that initial line item of the ditch excavation for 12,600. Another component of that is seeding. We did have some discussions with that about that, and did actually just receive it before the meeting, a proposal for seeding of that area from R&D Services. They have done the seeding throughout the park area on previous park projects. So we use the same seed mixture that's been used there. The pricing for that is $5,000 for doing soil conditioning prior to seeding hydro mulch of the disturbed area there. It did include that water would be provided for establishment of the seeding. if that is, you know, we would wanna proceed.
This ditch ready for the park, is that something that we discussed? Or is it something that was considered or is that? Or is it something that was disturbed because of construction?
So,
I'm sorry, I'm just being asked questions, I wanna make sure that.
yeah, so it's, it hadn't, there wasn't anything done there. It was when the culverts were replaced and then, you know, we just kind of started realizing some of the drainage in that area. That ditch had silted in over the years and didn't provide, conveyance all the way downstream, to that.
So is that a park project or a city?
Well, it's in the floodway, so I think it would fall on, you know, the city.
The property owner? Is it park?
I don't know exactly. I would need to,
Where's that area at?
what was that?
Where's the area at? Let's see. What,
This is along the east side of Hoseth Street from Sixth Street. So east of the pool, essentially. Stretching park. Yeah.
It's like. Give us. Really size ditch. I'd make a motion.
I'll second
Any questions, comments, concerns from the board, we'll move on.
Yes.
it. Yes.
yes,
So moves.
Next item then is the KS Industries Water and Sewer Extension. They've been having some discussions on what route they want to go, with that project, so no significant updates. Next one is the soccer field. I haven't heard from the gentleman that was kind of in that charge. Haven't seen any equipment out there, so I don't, have any updates there either. And the SCADA system expansion, estimates for project cost, just, received some of that, final information on that, on my way out here, so I will, have that ready to present at the next meeting. Any other items? Oh, I do have one, the one I handed out. Yeah. So last week in Dan, we have some, additional, items on it, but the parks had talked about, providing that connection, through, through the Hoseth Street where it dead ends, between Fourth and Fifth Street, with a sidewalk to, get pedestrians from where the dead end begins, up to that, the pool area. They, so kind of that red marked area where we would add, potentially add sidewalks if this were something that the city wanted to, participate in. It was just brought to my attention, so I pulled this together. The consideration that the city wants to consider that portion. I think a big part of it is just what they just replaced the utilities through there. So, you know, the thought was from their standpoint was, you know, it's already tore up. Instead of getting grass established and then doing it that way. Kind of thought the time was now.
We have a proposed cost or anything associated with this, or did they just?
So based on, so this would, if we were to add it on to the project that Crow River is doing based on their unit prices. For sidewalk, it comes in just under $15,000. For that, I'm trying to recall, it was 160 feet or so, to bring it up to the south end of Fifth, and then that, additional, piece of sidewalk on the north side to tie it together.
Tyler thinks it's a good idea.
This to the one sidewalk.
It could, yeah, it definitely could be something that I do at a later date too. You know, you can get $500,000 from sidewalk.
Would that increase the cost of it though? Like, is there a lesser cost due to the? everything being done?
To some degree, you know, right now you would have to, you know, seed the area. So really you're talking probably just seeding costs now, and then there'd probably be a little disturbance at a future date along the edges of it, that would have to be reseeded. So, not major.
When do they plan on seeding to begin with?
The seeding should be done on that, early October.
Okay, so there's an opportunity for us to postpone this and put it on the 5th agenda.
Yes.
So we can have the appropriate conversations with the park and the park board and figure everything out, because I don't want to just step on toes.
Yep.
And make sure we're on the right track. So if it's not gonna happen until October.
Yeah, there's time to make that decision from the construction stuff.
I know, excuse me. From, as a park board member, there was a letter written from another park board, and I don't know if you got that, or Abby, did you? Yeah, I think you got a copy of it on part of it, I think. I'm not sure. Anyway, maybe it was something else. Could be something else. But anyway, the thought was, you know, while it was tore up, you know, to run that through, and going back a year ago or 9 months ago or something like that, there was conversation, you know, about the park and the water issue question. And so there was a comment, or at least a comment made from the commissioner or commissioner. I don't know if there was any agreement or understanding, but made. But there was a thought, or the idea was that there could be a $10, $15, $20,000 type of expenditure that the city could absorb out of the infrastructure fund, or, you know, for the improvements that could go towards the park and park improvements for the new parks, et cetera, et cetera. That was kind of the background thought, underlying thought on this whole thing, and they were just asking for that. And so I guess speak on behalf of the park board, you know, just kind of give a little further clarification on that.
Okay.
So the park board wants them.
Yeah, I mean, they have plans, we have plans for next year. Yeah, these plans, you know, sometimes plans are meant to be broken. But the idea is we were going to do 150,000-ish type of project going through the parks, connecting the east to the west, type of scenario, and winding through, which could be used for trails in the wintertime for cross-country skiing, etc. And different activities which the park was going to be doing on its own. I mean, obviously would request other funds from the Tioga Fund and through those channels and other grants, I believe, from the county, right? It was a county. I'm not sure. Anyway, they're looking at doing a big project or this coming year, or at least get started on it. And Josh has to do some work with us on that regard because it is in the floodplain, for the development of that whole project. So this would be a part of that. I mean, this could be a part of that too, but this makes sense while it's tore up there, it's up to you guys,
I just want to clarify, I think what the commission was talking about was for the future edition. Is something, when asked, and I don't know to what extent there's no money or value is given.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
It was for. However, this project, I think is a great fit for the safety sidewalk improvement, and we can get up to 125.
How long or when did that process?
You'll find where these really get it next week, so like that's what you guys are working on. But, yeah, I mean, that has no bearing on your guys' decision.
Right.
But you guys
Right.
feel like that and the connection from one end to the other, that would allow people to walk through. Seems like a perfect. Option.
No,
Thank you.
thank you.
How do you put this, do we want to put this on the 5th agenda so we can revisit it and have more information on it? Tim, you good with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, if we put that on the agenda for the next meeting, so we can, there's an opportunity to do a little research. All right. Move into the new business. Westgate Lodge number 125 request to lease the old City Hall Police Department building.
So last couple weeks ago, we approached you guys and we were talking about the opportunity of us finding ourselves a new home. So I brought a couple of brothers with me here today. And we never talked any pricing or anything for leasing the facility. We did mention that we were looking for a long-term lease of, 50 to 100 years. And I guess that's what we were going to start discussing today.
Have you guys seen the building?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been,
I'm just,
so we're.
I wasn't here for
well
that
aware-
last meeting, so.
We're well aware of the amount of money that it's gonna take to repair the building. We don't have any numbers, the last time we walked through with Dan when they started the construction, so I haven't been in it since. Like deconstruction, I guess you should say. But the three of us, we all walked through it, it's got potential for what we're looking for. We realize that there is gonna be a significant cost. So we're looking for like our lease opportunity, if it was to be granted to us, to be, not extravagant, is what I should say. So we do know, there's steps for us to take too, for how this would go apart. And I'm the newest member, so I don't have all the answers, but these two gentlemen might have more answers for me. I kind of seeked it out and said, hey, it's hard to tear this down, let's approach. I know there's other opportunities that the town has for that area too, so we don't want to step on anybody's toes, but what we want to do is we want to find out if you guys would even consider it, that's why we got tabled to this. And then like what you guys would be looking for as a lease.
So I guess, I don't know if the rest of the board would like to know, but I certainly would, what is it that you guys are looking for in a building? Because is there another avenue we can go down someplace, a different building, something like that? Because like you said, there is a significant need for that area for our downtown. I understand where you guys are coming from, just what are you guys looking for in a building? If this one doesn't work out, is there something else that we can work on?
Yeah, there's always different avenues, right? We just saw the opportunity, that's why we want.
Right, no, absolutely.
Now, let me do a little background, we're a nonprofit. Okay? So every year we try to do something. Last year, we raised $2,000 to the Tioga. And then we sponsored after graduation party, which normally raises about $2,000. This past year, actually, the Legion helped us out with that. But we are a nonprofit, so we don't have a lot, despite what you we don't have a lot of money. We don't overnight spend for your other it's already spent. No, I mean, the fire department's been very gracious to allow. But again, we would like to. I mean, pretty much anything work. Little history about the Masons title. Masons were first established here in Tioga in 1924. Had to close their doors in 1995 because of lack of participation. We decided to bring it back into Tioga once it was finished. And we would like to have a place where we could hang out banners, people drive by, see it. Yeah, we spent a lot of time up there, Tioga Fire Hall, but they're gracious. We help them out now and then. But yeah, a building, I don't know, we looked at the old building there and being right along our purview as Masons. If you look into the history of Masons, it goes way back in times. And it goes along with a lot of other organizations that have been brought forward because of the Masons. The shrine. Everyone in shrines is amazing. Has to be amazing for the shrine. And what they do for the kids. We're not that extravagant. We're the home base. A building, yes. We acquired in several different places throughout Tioga. We'd like to keep the Tioga because that was our original. So and with the Masons, there's different projects. I'm going to say the shrine. There's like 7 or 8. There's one for kids. So if we did be able to find ourselves a facility right now, I think the only kid one is in Montana or Bismarck. The shrine temple, yeah. There's 2 in North. There's one in Grand Forks, and then there's one in Whittle. Closest flying hospital is in Minneapolis. Got one out western Montana. As far as shrine clubs, the Morgan Temple, we've got in Williston, Mine Out, got one in Bismarck, and there's a 4th.
When you least expect it, 2 o'clock in the morning, it'll come to you.
Yeah. Anyway, long story short, we do have a payment box, Scottish Rite, North Rite, Shrine, people are all these others, Eastern Star, and all of them have charity. um, Speech therapy, vision, all these other charities. What we would like to do, because there are a number of actual, the state organization for, Masons. A lot of, well, several prominent members are actually from this area. So we would like to try to get a space. So, again, for a nonprofit, right, whatever we paid you, we couldn't pay them.
Right, no, I
So-
understand.
So if this is something we would consider, is it our responsibility to bring that building up to code before we see the building? That makes sense? If that cost is on them,
I mean, if that is something that you guys decide, we just in the asbestos was 74,500. Well, 74,500, so that would be the cost that you guys would like the contract with them would have to be first if you want. Or if you want them to, the cost to fix the building, to bring it up to code, that would be something that you guys would want that, or it would just depend. I mean, it's a brick building. They looked at they did state that they looked at the foundation, which is still well. But what would it take can they afford 200,000 to bring it up to code? I don't know. They have a lot of workers. They probably do the work themselves. It would just depend on what you guys decide as a board.
Has there been a structural integrity report done? Has there been a structural integrity?
Again, building is very, very old. If that's something you guys want to say, do a structural integrity, that's going to be because you proceed, or do you guys feel that the businesses downtown need the building more than to use it? To get it fixed. It really just does depend on what you let them.
We already did make a motion to tear it down. And pass for it. That's the only reason we had to do that, asbestos removal. If you guys were gonna rent it, you wouldn't even have to do this asbestos removal. That's only when you disturb it, you know. And now, I don't know if you guys looked at it, but we know there's a mold in there, the roof leaks. It's airy as could be. I mean, the feet would get cold in there for an hour. Terrible building. There's a reason we were tearing it down. I just wish we could find another place. That just doesn't seem to be the right place.
Yeah, and you may absolutely right. But we're not saying that we're gonna hold it against anything. And it just, we were like, hey, Matt came to us, take the proposal that, hey, yeah, about this. I mean, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm eager, and trying to find anything for us to follow. I'll be honest with you, we would have to have a membership vote on it. And before the membership voted on it, it would have to go through the Grand Lodge. Any contract would have to be reviewed by our state attorney. Right. They know, sense, but Supreme Court justice. You've already done. So.
If it wasn't for COVID, this building would have been down 3 years ago.
Yeah.
We were waiting on a grant
Okay.
and there was money out there to tear it down. And now we just, lately, we just made a motion to.
Yeah.
To do it.
We're too late to do it, that's fine. Yeah, we completely understand.
I would like to find you another place. I know the Legion's looking at building something. There will be a chance you could add on with them or something.
It's different. Starting with this,
I mean, it could be, shared part of the building or something. When you could have, half of it or a third of it, whatever.
yeah, I don't know. I know you guys got too much problem. Bias over about it. Yeah, and like I said, at the last meeting, you know, it wasn't nothing, we were just very happy that you guys gave us the opportunity, right? You know, that gave us the authority, you know, we got to be able to tell you what we do. So we are looking, I don't know if there's anything else that Tioga at the moment.
How much space do you,
And then,
how much space do you need?
how much space? Outside of the room? Yeah. Outside, we have to do this. Maybe to have a toilet facility.
There has to be another option. Yeah, I'm sure there is.
And like I said, we would love to keep, this is the original. Right. Of the West Bay Law. But the founders of that lodge started the first lodge, their fathers of this community. I mean, people that were here building. Like every organization. Right. Well, we appreciate your time. Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much.
We'll, does Abby have your information?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
I'll do some research and I'll be in touch with you guys, or we'll have somebody in touch with you and see what else we.
No, thank you very much. Appreciate your time. Thank you, guys.
All right, Tioga fund applications.
The Tioga Halloween party for the Hunting House Committee. Amount of $7,500 from Tioga. For the amount of $1,500. And one from the Tioga agency in the amount of $15,000. For and that one, that advisory board recommended denial of the application. I don't have enough information to give to you guys on that one, so that is.
Okay, so let's start with the top two. Let's look at the community center Halloween party in haunted house.
I'll make a motion to approve the community center. Haunted house.
I'll second.
All right, with the motion and second, questions, comments, and concerns for that one, we'll put the vote.
Yes.
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 And then the next one will be the back alley project or art project.
I'll make a motion to approve the back alley project.
I'll say
All right, with the motion and second, questions, comments, and concerns from the board, we'll move the vote.
yes.
Yes.
All right, so moves. Then the. This is the economic, development.
This is for incentive for kids. The theory behind it is, the state is funding. They have a big push for young kids that are in high school to learn a trade. And so we would pair them up like with the hospital facility and give them an incentive pay, just for an hour a day or 2 hours a day, depending on the time that they have. And that would help businesses take on these type of projects. It wouldn't only be the hospital, it would be the city, any business professional, some oil companies. However, I have Chelsea working on this and I did do research myself. I need to see, how this is actually done. So it's okay that it be denied. If after, I did say, if after, I do the research, And it turns out that this would be good to do an incentive pay that Chelsea can come again in front of the board and request the funds again. It is a good project. I believe in it 100%, but I don't know how the incentive pay would work right at this moment. So I'm okay with. Oh,
I go along with what the Tioga said. I talked to them a little bit. They feel like, you know, you're paying a kid to work somewhere and the business is benefiting from it. And they should have some skin. That's kind of what I would say.
Right.
Some businesses don't want to have big plans like a father. So it's incentive to help the business make it. Higher, or not higher, but take on two kids and one kid is each on a grade. And so the reason why I'm okay with it, either in the night or two, is because I don't know how it would work in the city with the money, what they do for the city, where we take on responsibility. And then the liability falls on us. I need to do that research and that doesn't fall on the city. But the rest of it is good. It's a great program and it does help businesses take on that risk and say, okay, I can teach this kid for an hour or two so that they can learn to play, they can learn how to do that, they can learn how to answer phones properly. You know, maybe they need to know how to answer on music for. You know, there's a lot, however, a lot of people don't have the resource. And so that's where we step in. I just don't know financially how that would work. And some businesses can afford it, but there's others, I don't know, the hospital will look it on, but financially they afford it.
All right, so we have a motion to table.
That's fine, I'll say.
Okay, with a motion and a second to table this for now.
Yes.
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 All right, and then there's one more here, the Tioga American Legion community improvement. They're looking to replace the flagpoles at Pioneer Park. This is a request of $48,000. And with 50% of the parks and 50%
Was a little shocked at that number, but it is a big part of. I don't know, I think it's a big part of the town. It should be done. With the recommendation.
all right, so is that a motion to approve?
And then
I'll second.
Motion and a second to approve this. Title of application. The questions, comments, concerns from the board, woman vote?
Yes.
Yes.
yes,
Then. Visitor promotion application. This is, Tioga Community Halloween Party and Haunted House, visitor promotion fund. Going to be, the Halloween, annual Halloween party, Haunted House. They're asking for $5,000. And the visitor promotion board recommend approval, $5,000.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second to approve. No questions, comments, concerns from the board, woman to vote?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Close. All right, that's it for new business, consent approval. We have pledge holding as of 7/31/23, local charity permit application. Payroll for August 22nd, 2023, financials for July 2020.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second. All right, with motion and a second to approve, no questions, comments, concern from the board, will we vote?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
All right, so moves. That appears to be everything on the agenda for the evening. Do we have a motion to? All right, is there a second? I'll second. All right, with a motion and a second, questions, comments, concern from the board to adjourn? We'll vote.
Yes.
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 All right, meeting's adjourned at 8 o'clock.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you later.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Liz.
Liz.